Mildura has always been at the forefront of new technology. Even businesses that are not related to broadband, like Globo Roto-Molding, for example, they've developed techniques for doing things the best possible way using new and better technologies. So our uptake of technology in this region has been at the forefront, compared to any other community in Australia. When Telstra introduced 3G services into Mildura, for example, the uptake has been so great that we now have one of the highest density Telstra 3G towers in Australia. So pretty much the minute it was introduced, it was oversubscribed. People bought so much 3G that it was oversubscribed, and Telstra had to put in a new, bigger, better tower literally within 12 months. So I think one of the problems Mildura has in this region is we're starved basically for decent broadband services at a competitive rate. In this region we're paying upwards of tenfold of the cost that metropolitan businesses are paying for exactly the same services. So it puts us at a significant disadvantage, particularly when you compare it. Even Harvey Norman's realised a business that size has to go online to be competitive. So for small business in Mildura to be paying tens of thousands of dollars a year to get satisfactory bandwidth, it's just not sustainable. It puts us so far behind the eight ball.
Yeah. And just in terms of, we were talking before about the opportunities outside of the towns where we've got some of our more rural remote regions and satellite, and how businesses can operate under satellite, and there are some challenges with that as well. Yeah,
there's some pretty significant challenges with satellite. It's a very high latency product, and when you have video and voice applications particularly, you can't use those applications on satellite. You get too much echo with voice, for example, and simply the images break up on video, so it's just absolutely so poor, it's to the point of being unusable. It's not a satisfactory option for business. It may be suitable for domestic type purposes, but business needs fast, low latency services that they can communicate with other businesses on. And we've all relied on email over the years. Businesses in Mildura rely on video conferencing too to talk to people. We're 550 kilometres from Melbourne, we're 400 kilometres from Adelaide. The uptake of video conferencing has been enormous in Mildura, and to the point where even rooms that are for rent, they're oversubscribed. So people are still trying to find another way to get those sort of services and facilities into their own building. The big hold up is bandwidth, of course. Fiber's a fantastic technology in that once the fiber's laid in the ground or the fiber comes to the premises, if you want more speed, and as technology improves, the devices that are placed on the end of the fibre are what determine the speed. So as the technology improves, basically what happens is you just replace those devices on the end. You don't have to dig up the street again to run new fibre. The existing fibre is fine for purpose. So fibre started off at 10 megabit speeds, then it jumped to 100 megabit speeds. It's went up to gigabit, and the push is on already. We've already installed 10 gigabit fibre, and within this year, all the major manufacturers are releasing 100 gigabit fibre. That can be all done on the same piece of cable that's in the ground. Simply upgrade the bits of equipment each end. If you're trying to do that on any other technology such as copper or wireless, you generally have to pull out the entire infrastructure and start again. So there's a massive cost advantage in the longer term, particularly 5-10 years. You're going to see that fibre, the total cost of ownership of fibre is a lot cheaper than any other technology.
That's pretty good. Is there anything else we want to add into that?
No, I think the only point that I'd reiterate is that Mildura, Wentworth and in our entire region are at a massive disadvantage compared to metropolitan businesses because of the cost of these services that we currently have. They're not sufficient to meet our needs now, we pay too much for them. We really need a better solution and we need it quickly.